Hello. Rich people are rich because they do what rich people do. Now, what exactly is the meaning of this convoluted statement? If you look at microeconomic theory of risk and expected utility, you will understand that people have different reactions to different kind of uncertainty situations. Which I mean to say that if let's say you have a lot of money, then you might take a different risky decision than if let's say you did not have that amount of money. Now, what is the idea behind this? Now, let's understand this through the help of this diagram. Now, what this diagram is all about. The x-axis will represent your money or wealth, and your y-axis will represent your utility of that wealth or money. Obviously, I have taken the first quadrant only. You may say, what about the other quadrants? I'm only thinking about people are having positive or zero sums of money. And obviously, utility for a positive amount of money would be positive, because I have not met anyone who dislikes money or has no utility of money. Let's understand this diagram. Over here, there are three regions. This I will categorize as the poor region. You see this small part over here, and this upper part I will categorize as the rich region. So this is your rich region. What about the middle part? That obviously is your middle class, or rather middle income or middle wealth. Now let's understand this diagram. If you look at middle part first, the middle part is concave in nature. What I mean by concave, let's just go off this diagram and think about what concavity means. Concavity is this kind of a situation. Now what does this situation actually is telling you? That if you join any 2 points on this graph, the line connecting those points would be lying below that curve. That is your concave. So this part over here is your concave part. Now what is the essential idea of that? If I think about a situation when you are given a choice between lotteries, one in which you have a fixed amount of wealth, no matter what happens to you, you are going to get this wealth. So this is your case A for middle class people or middle income people or middle wealth people. Now let's say I, in place of giving them a fixed sum of money, give them a lottery in which the expected sum of money which they will receive will be the same as this amount. It's like saying that let's say this is your 100 rupees, right? And I give him a lottery in which he will get, let's say, with 50% probability 200 rupees and with 50% probability 0 rupees, which means he expected sum over here is 100 rupees. So that was just an example for you. So let's say the expected sum again is the same as this amount of money, and I am thinking of these are my two states of that lottery. He will get some amount of money with certain probability, and the other remaining probability will be accounting to this amount of money. So if I have to calculate his expected wealth, obviously that expected wealth will lie here because that is my structure of the lottery. But let's understand what will happen to his expected utility of that expected wealth. So let's just connect these two guys over here. My drawing is not that perfect, but you get the drift, right? So once we are connected, this is the point which we have got on this expected wealth equal to certain wealth. So what we will do is we will just connect it to utility over here, and as you can see there is a difference. So the lottery in which I am giving you a chance to have this wealth with certain probability and this wealth with certain probability is giving us a lesser value of expected utility than the case of certain wealth. So any person with middle income or middle wealth will definitely avoid any lottery with the same expected wealth as your certain income or certain wealth. So this kind of behavior which we find in middle income or middle wealth people is known as risk aversion. So this is your middle income can be said as risk aversion. Now, what about the rich and poor? Let's first look at the rich. Now, the rich people have a lot of money. And why I am saying this that rich people do what rich people do? It means that if they are given a choice between expected wealth and certain sum of money, let's say I give them certain sum of money, this money, and I give them a lottery that they will get this money with certain probability and this money with certain probability, but the expected wealth will be the same. This, what will happen then? So let's first connect these guys over here, and this is your same line. So this is your expected utility and this is your certain utility or utility of certain wealth of this value. As you can see now, the difference is on the other side, which goes on to say that the rich person or the person who has more money will prefer the lottery. He will like to take on risk because he is liking the upside potential, because for him basic needs are met and he won't lose a lot of money if his luck is not according to his liking. Even if he is in this point, he is still wealthy. This point is also wealth point. So essentially he has a liking for risk because his upside potential or utility of extra money is of a different nature than a middle income person. What about the poor person? If you look at the poor person, it is a very similar kind of a graph as the rich person, because the rich person has a convex graph as well as the poor person also has a convex graph. Unlike the middle wealth people, they have a concave utility for money. Now, what about convexity? Convexity essentially is this kind of a situation when if you join any 2 points, all the points on this line will be above this curve. That is your convexity. So if you're smart enough, you'll understand that a poor person would also like that kind of a lottery or an uncertain situation when he has an option to climb up, because for him, let's look at this a bit theoretically or rather intuitively. A poor person essentially is living well below any subsistence level. Now what does that mean is he's not getting all his needs, basic needs fulfilled. So even if he is not getting the positive upside of the lottery, it's just the opportunity that he may get that positive upside with a probability drives him to take that risky bet. Now let us say that the poor person is earning 50 rupees a day, and to live a comfortable life he needs 75 rupees, and I offer him a lottery in which he is getting 100 rupees with certain probability and 20 rupees with certain probability, and I ask him that you'll have to put your 50 rupees onto this lottery. So he has two choices: either he takes 50 rupees and stays at his income with which he is not able to fulfill all his basic needs, or get into that lottery and have a probability of winning 20 rupees and a probability of winning 100 rupees, and I manage the uncertainty in such a way that expected value of money of that lottery is 50 for basic purposes. So for him, expected money wise, the thing is same. He is getting the same expected wealth. But what about the expected utility? As I've shown that this curve is convex in nature. similar to the rich person, he would like to take on the lottery, which means that the opportunity which he is thinking about, that he might get above his under subsistence level of income, drives him to take that risk and drives him to become risk loving in nature. But a poor person or a rich person will take a lot of risky bets. Rich person would not get affected by it a lot, but the poor person, if he gets into the bad side of probability, then he might go well below what he's earning as of now, might go well below his current state of wealth, which could definitely be something catastrophic for that person. So this is something which we can only analyze with the help of data and ground data, that how do we correlate rich people, poor people and middle income people's aversion to risk and risk loving nature essentially. But yes, this was a basic framework to decide that what do rich people do which make them rich and what do poor people do which actually similar to what rich people do. But because poor people are at a very low level of wealth, sometimes it could happen just by the stroke of luck, they can land up to also well below their current level. So what I wanted to show with this graph is that you have people who are risk averse and you have people who are risk loving in nature. And for rich people, they are risk loving, which gives them a chance to become more rich, and if they become more rich, they take on more risks. Now obviously there are situations when rich people will lose their wealth because they are taking on a lot of risky bets. But if let's say you start with 100 people, after some amount of time 30 people or 40 people will move up their wealth ladder and so on. So the richer will keep on rising up, and if you look at the middle income people, they will keep on getting that contracts in which they are getting certain amount of wealth, kind of like a salary, right, or kind of like a fixed deposit. So they get into that trap of certain income or certain wealth. But rich people take on risky bets and it gives them a positive upside. Now that upside definitely is not for everybody, but for selected amount of people dependent upon what kind of risk they have taken. So that was the basic idea behind this utility curve. And yes, this is essential for a lot of your economics entrance preparation, or rather just understanding how economic modeling works. I hope you like this video, and if so, do subscribe to this channel and do not forget to like this video and put up your comment. What do you think about this graph and what are you, risk averse or risk loving?